of the Vsb Tv 11 News for Wednesday, May 21st. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story. It was announced today that the Corporation of Hamilton has been given the go-ahead by the Ministry of Home Affairs to host the 40th Annual Black Mayors Conference here in Bermuda this October. Mayor Graham Atterbridge said he's pleased with this development and explained what this means for Bermuda.
The city and island will be hosting delegations from the USA, from South America, Africa, the Caribbean, and even possibly China. The 40th CBN conference will be international in scope and dimension. Here in the city, we are excited with the prospect of bringing the world to Hamilton, sharing ideas and forging new relationships, creating business opportunities, and learning how other cities and towns manage their business and services.
Minister of Home Affairs, Michael Fay, explained that he had to be satisfied that due diligence had taken place on the corporation's behalf in regards to the conference before being able to endorse the event.
I acknowledge that there has been much discussion about this event in the community and in the media. As the Minister responsible for municipalities, I publicly advised that before the Ministry could endorse such an event, I too had to be satisfied that all was in good order and that this event was in the best interest of the City of Hamilton and Bermuda before we could support the corporation's efforts. At my request, the Mayor and his team undertook to do more due diligence to the point where I, as Minister, was content with the information provided. Today I am satisfied with the discussions I've had with the Mayor and his team, and therefore thought it was only fitting that I publicly sit and stand in support of the corporation's efforts. I am hopeful that the conference will be a success for both the City of Hamilton and Bermuda, and I am optimistic that the Governor of Bermuda and the City of Hamilton can work together on future endeavors.
The conference will bring hundreds of people to Bermuda and can lead to great opportunities going forward. This, according to Deputy Mayor Denal Smith. Mr. Smith elaborated on the conference and what it is all about.
For over 39 years, the National Conference of Black Mayors has launched an annual convention that has grown to now include more than 2,000 African American mayors and municipal staff, and has attracted the participation of major politicians, business and financial leaders not only from the U.S. but increasingly from around the world, and all with the aim to improve the quality of life in the cities, townships, villages that the mayors and their officials represent.
With little business to discuss on their first day back after the Easter recess, the Senate turned instead, and not surprisingly, to the resignation of OBA Premier Craig Cannonier. All three PLP senators spoke on the subject during the motion to adjourn, and government leader Senator Michael Fay was left to respond. Opposition leader Senator Diallo Rabane was the first to take to the floor.
The whole incident is worrying to me. As I spoke to up there, it's the people of Bermuda that the One Bermuda Alliance need to face. They need to come clean with them, and they need to show them that they are worthy of being trusted. Right now, they are not. By keeping Mr. Pettingill and Mr. Crocker in cabinet, all the Premier is doing is showing us is that the UBP ties that binded them before are much stronger than the so-called One Bermuda Alliance openness and honesty. It's very difficult and almost impossible to support a leader that has ascended to the level of premiership as this one has, by the disgraceful resignation of the former Premier and the stepping in behind him after all of these meetings they had all week, and these are things that are very worrying and concerning. They have not come clean. The One Bermuda Alliance is guilty by association for hiding behind this fact for over a year, and now all of a sudden we have the Premier come out and say it's all my fault, no one else is to blame. That's hogwash.
He was followed by his colleague, Senator Mark Daniels.
The former Premier Cannonier has resigned. He's given a reason for his resignation. He talked about the so-called Jetgate affair. What he did not say was that I breached the ministerial code, it was wrong to get on a jet, anything about bank accounts. He didn't seemingly address any of that. What he said was that I was not fully or completely transparent. It's a very interesting word. So the question is, today's headline talks about the OBA MPs and the senators would give their full support to the Premier's resignation. And if you give the full support to the resignation, that has to be on the basis being that he didn't accept anything to do with the ministerial code, taking the jet or anything else, or not being completely transparent. So if you're not completely transparent, and that's the mantra upon which you set out to criticize the former administration and say that this is the change that you would bring to government, then where's the transparency?
And then it was Senator Fay's turn to comment on the historic events of the past few days.
This is what's going to happen. The Premier, ex-Premier Bermuda, resigned, so we're going to hear a lot of noise from the opposition baying for more blood, and that's what's to be expected in politics. It's a disappointing day when the Premier of Bermuda steps down, but Premier Cannonier served Bermuda well. Premier Cannonier stepped down because he believes in the best interests of Bermuda and his family and the One Bermuda Alliance. He made that very clear in his statement. There's going to be lots of rumors, and there's going to be lots of conspiracy theories to try and for the opposition to try and put around this. It's a nonsense. The Premier made his statement. It's just very disappointing. But you know, we now have to look forward as to what's now going to go forward in terms of Bermuda. The One Bermuda Alliance government has been elected to lead and make decisions, and that's what we will do.
The premeditated murder trial of Wolde Salama Gardner and Rekai Tesfer Dickinson continued in Supreme Court today. The two men have denied the premeditated murder of George Lynch in 2010. They also have denied using a firearm to commit an indictable offense in connection with the murder. The jury heard from a witness who says that he and Wolde were good friends. He also said that he had grown up with Wolde in St. George's Parish and that the pair would associate often. He then went on to say that there came a point when Wolde showed him a gun. The jury then left the courtroom and legal arguments ensued. The jury will return tomorrow and will again hear from this particular witness. Mr. Lynch was gunned down outside of a friend's home in Hamilton Parish. Mr. Lynch was a Jamaican national who was married with 2 daughters and expecting a 3rd child at the time he was fatally shot. Some 70 children are currently in foster care, and May being Foster Care Month, the Foster Parents Association is renewing its efforts to provide for these children. But how does one become a foster parent? Vice President of the Foster Parents Association, Lindsay Durham, explains.
It's a process. You have to go and apply, then you have to be screened and fill out application. It is a little tedious, and now we're accredited, so you have to go and take some courses and stuff like that. It is a process, but it's something that you'll never forget, and as you're giving back to a child, and when they see you on the street later on, it's nothing compares to it, you know, to help somebody else and see them move ahead.
Funding to take care of their special needs is being raised by a golf tournament at Riddles Bay Golf and Country Club, and driving this project is Acting Chief Inspector Tracy Burgess, herself a future foster mother.
Last year we started a golf tournament to help support children getting away to school and medical needs, like as far as wheelchairs and stuff like that. So this year at the end of the month, the 29th, 30th and 31st, we're having a $1 million golf tournament where you can win $1 million, and every fund that comes in will go directly towards the foster children.
The funds that will be raised in this golf tournament is coming from a large section of the community. It's coming from the average layman to the actual corporate businessman. We've had some great support. We're almost at capacity already, which is great for us and is great for the children that's going to be receiving these funds.
The Energy Commission has approved a proposal by Belco to replace the existing fixed monthly facilities charge of $33 a month that everyone pays with a graduated fee structure based on daily usage. As a result of the move, which comes into effect on June the 1st, 44% of Belco's customers will see reductions in their monthly electricity bills, 28% will be unaffected, and 28% of the highest energy users will see their bills increase slightly. The only customers not affected by these changes are those who have renewable energy generating systems, such as solar panels, linked to Belco's net metering program. Still ahead on the TV 11 News is Rachel with the weather preview.
Thanks, Peter. Fair conditions, winds increasing tomorrow. On the radar, looking pretty clear, so it should be a dry night, but please stay tuned for the full weather report as we take a closer look at the weekend.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on Vsb TV 11.
You can count on us.
Save $4 on imported seedless watermelons, just $10.99 each. Certified Angus beef, top sirloin steak, only $8.99 per pound. All varieties of Breyer's ice cream, just $7.89 for a 48-ounce tub. Clean up this holiday with Bounty napkins, only $4.89 for a package of 200. All varieties of Yoplait yogurt, just $1.09 for a 6-ounce tub. Have a safe and happy Bermuda Day holiday from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
We knew Mom needed a caregiver. A friend told us about Bermuda at-home services, and Mom can't wait to tell you how helpful they are.
They are wonderful. They help me with all my hygienic needs, prepare my meals, assist me with my medication, and much, much more. But most of all, they are very reliable and friendly.
There is also a great residential and office cleaning service that we offer.
Call 541-2247
or email bahs@northrock.bm. Your home care under one roof.
What does kindness look like in Bermuda? Sally has gone to school again today without breakfast. Lorraine has to make the choice between medication and paying her electric bill. And Ian, he's a parent overwhelmed and on the verge of letting his family down. So, what does kindness look like? Like this, Neighbors Helping Neighbors, offering a hand up to people with short-term financial challenges. People like Sally, Lorraine, and Ian, all helped by 3 local organizations: the Coalition for the Protection of Children, the Family Center, and Age Concern. So stop and think about what kindness means to you, and donate to each charity online or in person at Belco headquarters. Neighbors Helping Neighbors, fostering the spirit of giving in Bermuda. Promotional consideration sponsored by Belco.
If you've been the victim of an uninsured or hit-and-run driver, your medical and other expenses may not be covered by your insurance. The good news is, there is coverage. The Motor Insurers Fund can provide you with compensation to help you through the crisis, whether suffering from physical injury, loss of wages, or extra expense incurred as a result of your injuries. For further information about the Motor Insurers Fund, visit mif.bm or call 505-8555. The Motor Insurers Fund, assurance after the unexpected.
When you're over 50, people tend to, they know that you have the ability and the know-how to do jobs and do things, but if you lack the experience in the technical side, that could pull you down. And if you don't have the confidence, that pulls you down. So I said, let me sign up at the college because they've reduced my hours and see what I can do. My main goal was to learn how to do Excel, and I did very well. I got A- in my final exam. So I had so much confidence that I decided to try to get a new job and got one. You know, there are a lot of people out there that just need some self-confidence, that's all. And the Bermuda College could give it to me.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda.
Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off.
Sign up to Bermuda and start saving today.
They could be the most diverse group ever to set their sights on a police career. This month, 25 men and women ranging in ages from 21 to 47 from jobs in construction, catering, and accountancy became part of Recruit Foundation Course 76. During the next few months, they will gain knowledge in such areas as domestic violence, the criminal code, and firearms. 2 recruits outlined their past occupations to VSB's Charles Webb.
I came to Bermuda 5 years ago and have worked here as a floral designer. I studied for an MA in design in the UK and came here expecting to go back to the UK, but got married to a Bermudian in 2012.
So this is quite different from floral designing.
Very different from floral design, but previously in the UK I'd also worked for the probation services and the prison services as a teacher of horticulture to male inmates with a sentence of over 10 years who are waiting to be integrated back into the community.
I had two jobs. I was working at the Olympic Club as a rock climbing instructor and at Juice and Beans as a cafe assistant.
Now, would any of these skills be useful to you in the police service?
I believe the rock climbing especially. With that I taught young children and got a chance to work with the community that way. The other big thing is the physical skills, from being able to tie knots, being able to tie ropes, do rigging. There's definitely specialist skills that can come in use.
Speaking of specialist skills, once you finish your training, is there a specific area you'd like to go into?
As a child, my father, when we traveled away, did some firearms training with us, so I'd definitely like to try and make my way towards the emergency response team.
So you're looking forward to this?
Yes.
The task of preparing them for the Bermuda Police Service rests with Acting Chief Inspector Tracy Burgess and her team.
I expect perfection. Nothing but perfection, and I believe that this group can absolutely give me perfection.
Now you're a taskmaster?
I sure am. I apply the knowledge, and I expect them to carry out the tasks.
Now, some of them, they come from such different disciplines. How are they going to blend into something as formal as a police career?
Well, there are several officers on the course that are actually have regiment training, and I believe those officers are the ones that's going to bring and guide the other officers into the disciplined organization that we are.
So come September the 11th, I can see that smile again, will I?
Absolutely. You'll see a bright smile, and the sun will be shining in Bermuda that day.
Vsb Television's decision to screen Bermuda documentary films during Heritage Month this year has been well received, especially from those viewers who have watched the amazing collection by local filmmakers Lucinda Sperling and Brendan Hollis for the first time. Brian Darby had the chance to talk with Miss Sperling, and he asked her if she was at the stage when she had accomplished all of her local ambitions and was now branching out into other film ideas and genres.
I think you hit it right on the nail on the head. I think that all careers are an evolution, and so my career's been partly people wanting me to make things and me wanting to make that. It's equally both of those things, and how you end up doing certain topics is organic. And when we came to do this kind of, it's almost like a retrospective of Bermudian filmmaking for Heritage Month on VSB, I was surprised myself at how many different things we've done, because it's amazing, you forget all the projects. But where I'm going now is I'm diversifying, as we all need to in this economy. So I'm writing a lot. I have a blog that I launched called derelictmom.com, which is for all people who have struggled, all working mothers or anybody who struggled with motherhood. And that's really funny and fun for me to do. I post about once a week. And that I'm working on turning into something more, into a book potentially. I have the essay published in the anthology on memoir that was just published with the Department of Cultural Affairs. I'm also working on a small writing project for a client. And then I have a screenplay, which has nothing to do with Bermuda. It's a true story, though. Never forget my roots. And that I have a manager in Los Angeles who is representing that, and hopefully we'll get that made into a big feature screenplay. So that is not based in Bermuda, but what I want to do is write fiction screenplays that are set in Bermuda, with the idea that I could bring a proper feature film crew, so not just me and my merry band of fellows here, to make a proper feature film again, which hasn't been done really since the 80s.
Now, here are the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here's the daily markets presented by Bias. U.S. stocks rose after minutes from the Federal Reserve's last meeting showed central bankers have discussed the eventual tightening of monetary policy. North American indices climbed across the board. The S&P rose 0.81% to 1,888 as Tiffany & Co. rallied. The Toronto Stock Exchange increased 0.86% to 14,650. Bermuda-related stocks advanced on the day. Bank of Butterfield rose 3.02% to $2.05, with 25,000 shares trading hands. Ace Limited increased 0.41% to $103.09. European indices climbed as a report showed euro area confidence increased more than forecast. The Milan IB rose 1.07% to 20,598. Most of Pacific Rim indices advanced on the day. China's stocks rose as speculation that state-linked investors are buying equities overshadowed concerns that the economy is slowing down. The Shanghai H index increased 0.84% to 2,025. Latin American indices were mixed today. Brazil's Vsb increased 0.06% as companies that depend on domestic demand rallied on data showing inflation slowed. Chile's IGPA dropped 1.17% to 19,030. U.S. Treasury prices declined after minutes from Fed's April meeting showed policymakers discussed tools to raise short-term borrowing costs. The U.S. 10-year yield rose 2 basis points to 2.53%. The U.S. dollar rose as policymakers said continued stimulus to push unemployment lower does not risk sparking an undesirable increase in the inflation rate. That was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
It's barbecue time. Purdue Fresh Value Pack Chicken Thighs, only $1.99 per pound. Imported Haitian mangoes, just $2.99 each, saving you $1. Save 60 cents on all varieties of Hunt's barbecue sauce, only $1.89 for an 18-ounce bottle. Dozen large imported brown or white eggs, just $2.89. All varieties of Wise potato chips, only $1.49 for a 3.75-ounce bag. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
Now at Big Savings Zone, there's the Kids Zone. See the latest bedroom ideas for tots to teens. There's a large selection of beds, bedding, all kind of furniture designed especially in mind for your child. And see the array of accessories for all ages. Big Savings Zone is the home of Ashley Furniture and Serta Mattresses in Bermuda. And the Kids Zone is only at Big Savings Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
Bermuda Cablevision invites you to attend an inspiring concert called To Bermuda with Love. This uniquely Bermudian family event will be held at the National Sports Center on Sunday, May 25th at 5:30 p.m. The concert will benefit Cablevision's Open Hands Loving Hearts food drive, which collects and distributes food to charities across Bermuda who are running feeding programs for the needy. Start celebrating Bermuda Day early with performances by some of Bermuda's most talented entertainers, including gospel artists, children's groups, choirs, jazz musicians, and more. There is no monetary admission fee. However, you are asked to bring 3 non-perishable food items per person to donate to the Open Hands Loving Hearts food drive. Everyone is invited to come out and enjoy this one-of-a-kind family evening, which will inspire and uplift you while you help a very worthy cause. See you on May 25th.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me. Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is me.
Bermuda is all of us. Happy Heritage Month from Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Now, here's Brian Darby with the Sports Report.
The annual Tokyo Millennium Re 2014 Sprint Triathlon will take place on June the 8th and will see triathlete Tyler Butterfield, the defending champion, and Paralympian Jessica Lewis both competing. Ed Jordan, head of Tokyo Millennium Re's Bermuda branch, said they had categories that would suit just about everyone and were hoping that everyone took part either individually or as a team. There are 5 race categories in the event: senior individual, senior team, try-a-try, senior school challenge, and the junior duathlon. The sprint triathlon involves a 750-meter swim, 20-kilometer bike ride, and a 5-kilometer run. The Try-a-Try, designed for those new to the sport, is a 200-meter swim, 10-kilometer bike ride and a 2-kilometer run. Children aged 7 to 10 years old can compete in a duathlon composed of a 1-kilometer run, a 4-kilometer bike and another 1-kilometer run. Juniors 11 to 14 will compete over a longer distance, 2-kilometer run, 8-kilometer bike ride and a 2-kilometer run. The Senior School Challenge is competed in school teams. For the duathlon, there's a team of 2. One person runs 2 kilometers, the second person bikes 8 kilometers, and the runner completes another 2 kilometers to finish. The triathlon teams consist of 3 members. One person swims 200 meters, one bikes 10 kilometers, and one person runs 2 kilometers. Prize categories are overall male and female winner, the Reinsurance Cup with a $5,000 charitable donation, the Corporate Cup with a $5,000 charitable donation, and the Senior School Challenge with a cash prize for first, second and third in the duathlon and the triathlon. Brian Darby reporting for VSB Sports.
We at VSB know on May 26th, you're going to be busy staking out your parade spot. It is tradition, after all. Well, here's a new tradition. While you're waiting for the parade to start, watch the Appleby Bermuda Half Marathon on your mobile device. VSB is proud to give you live coverage for the first time, available straight from our website. Just go to www.vsb.bm on your phone, tablet, or computer and watch it all unfold with live audio commentary from the VSB race announcers. See you at the race, Monday, May 26th.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Temperatures for today, we had a high of 74 at 2:30 in the afternoon and a low of 66 at 4 in the morning. Current conditions, 70 degrees, humidity 55%, winds west-northwest 10 knots, and barometric pressure is steady at 30.15 inches. Rainfall index the month of May, 1.3 inches for a yearly total 22.33. Yearly normal starting to catch up at 20.58 inches. And taking a look at the satellite. High pressure will move across the area tonight, providing mainly dry conditions for the next few days. Southwesterly winds strengthen on Thursday as a series of lows emerge and pass by to the north. Showers begin to develop late on Friday and increase on Saturday with a chance for thunderstorms. If you're traveling, Atlanta, mostly sunny, 88. Boston, rain and 58. Charlotte, partly cloudy, 89. London, 70, heavy rain. Miami, 84, mostly sunny. New York, 67, rain. Orlando, mostly sunny, 93. Philadelphia, mostly cloudy and 73. Toronto, light rain and 66, and Washington, partly cloudy and 84 degrees. Back at home tonight, partly cloudy with a low near 68, winds westerly 10 to 15 knots, and then veering southwest and increasing 12 to 16 knots later. And tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high near 76, going to be a warm one, winds southwest 14 to 18 knots, and then increasing to 18 to 22 knots later. Marine tonight, no warnings. Seas inside the reef, 0 to 1 foot. Seas outside the reef, 3 to 5 feet. And the sea surface temperature is 75 degrees. Marine tomorrow, seas inside the reef, 1 to 2 feet. Seas outside the reef, 3 to 5 feet. Low tide will be at 9:57 in the morning, and high tide will be at 4:12 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast. Friday, mix of sun and cloud, 1 or 2 showers developing overnight. Windy with a high near 78. Saturday, mostly cloudy with showers and a chance of thunder, windy, high near 76. Don't fret, on Sunday we pick up with sunny periods with a shower or 2, a high near 74. And Monday is looking good, mix of sun and cloud with a high of 75. Thank you to Rob Howlett, our meteorologist for tonight, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Sodden. Have a great evening.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire, courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Wardrobe and makeup for Rachel Sodden, provided by Gibbons Company.
Vsb TV 11, Bermuda.